crypto's evolved over the years. It's fascinating.
Fascinating story. Yeah. I mean, it's gone from, this libertarian pirate ship for people who want to build an alternative digital money system to a complete tool of the U.S. government to save the U.S. dollar. Rather than fight the dollar, it serves the dollar. All the liquidity comes from the fact that the stablecoin companies are buying U.S. treasuries. So now it's like crypto is what will save us from China divesting of U.S. treasuries and Saudi Arabia potentially moving off the petrodollar. And it's like Paul Ryan pumping it. You have like all these people who, the crypto libertarians hated and railed against. Now they're celebrating, record high Bitcoin prices. And I don't think very many of them appreciate that what's driving it is the opposite of the thing that brought them into it.
Right. I think they're so emotionally invested in the price of it at this point that they're willing to put everything else behind.
Yes, but it's very useful marketing for the government.
Yeah, it's working well.
I mean, I always say this, which is like I'm bullish on bullshit, and I've been saying this for a decade now, which is that I do think that so many of the underlying dynamics, especially around the price of Bitcoin and the liquidity that flows through it, are bullshit. But I believe legitimately that people are going to get very, very rich from it, as they have, because I'm bullish on that bullshit. I believe that there is. I'm bullish on the U.S. government maximizing dollar diplomacy. I believe in the U.S. government being hyper aggressive to prop up the U.S. dollar, and the stablecoins buy the treasuries to do that. And I'm bullish on CIA money laundering. There is an almost infinite need for creative structuring to obscure illicit sources of funds, for arms trafficking, for a lot of people say, they only use crypto or Bitcoin to buy drugs and guns. And they make it sound like the people doing that are, your retail street corner drug dealer. And it's like, no, the large transactions on that are nation states. It's like, look what's happening in Pakistan right now. Pakistan just speed ran the entire regulatory approval for this huge crypto architecture. Pakistan is the global capital of international narcotics trafficking and gun running, and it has been the vassal state of the U.S. government for 50 years, and the UK government, beyond that. This is where we put BCCI, the CIA's proprietary scam bank, to fund the Mujahideen in the 1980s, when we were taking the drugs from the Golden Crescent and laundering it through the CIA's BCCI bank. Now you have crypto BCCI, and it's driving up the stock price the price of Bitcoin to huge levels, and I think that's likely to continue. But that's not libertarian, free market, decentralized, plucky underdogs doing that.
Yeah,
it's big tectonic plates.
Yeah, I don't think crypto is going to ever be decentralized again at this point. Right, we're in so deep.
Yeah,
it's not going to be anonymous like it used to be.
Right.
If it ever was, there's that debate going on too.
Right.
It's been tracked from the start.
But what's interesting is you can achieve a kind of quasi-anonymity through stacking. I think about James Comer, who was the head of House Oversight during the attempt to drill down into the Biden shell company issue. I don't know if you remember this. There was the head of the House Oversight Committee for the Republicans alleged that the Biden family was getting payouts from all these different shell companies, these LLCs with no operations. They would just move money through, and there were 38 of these that all had these wire transfers that moved through it and ended up at the Biden family. And it took, 3 years for them to trace and track all of the wallets effectively that were done through fiat. You can do that with Tether transactions, and it would take 10 years for a forensic investigator to be able to track it all, verify the activities of everything, check every level of it, create attribution, and then make a criminal case about it. And so I think there was actually I think it was Malaysia, had this big sort of tether stacking money laundering scandal. Just a few months ago, it broke. And, I think in a way you get quasi-anonymity because all you need to do is open up a new wallet, open up a new wallet. You don't even need to have a kind of registered agent to open up an LLC in the US. So I think it's very useful for all of that. And so I think a lot of the market is because that has become the new offshore Cayman Islands bank account that when Paul Hellawell, the CIA legal beagle, was setting up offshore banks for the CIA in Australia and Panama and Cayman Islands. And now you don't need to do that. You can just do it. You can do it at a much faster, easier rate if you want to run a covert operation.